bunch of you have written in to me and asked me to cover masa. What is masa? What do I do with it? I see it at the grocery store. So today we're going to take a look at this wonderful corn flour. What are you nuts about? I'm nuts about cooking barbecue. Some people are nuts about eating bacon. Some people are nuts about sweets. Well, the two girls that are sponsoring today's episode are nuts about granola. So much so that they named their company that, and you can check them out online at nutsaboutgranola.com. These two girls are a mother-daughter team from York, Pennsylvania that make tons of granola at home, sell it all over Pennsylvania at farmers markets as well as online at nutsaboutgranola.com, only using the freshest, most delicious ingredients around. Check them out online at nutsaboutgranola.com and give their granola a go today. Alright, so today we are talking about masa. Masa is a corn dough that's traditionally used in Latin American countries to make things like tortillas, pupusas, and tamales. When you go to the grocery store to buy masa, you're going to actually be buying the flour version of it, the powdered version called masa harina, and you can get it in basically any grocery store. The word masa is Spanish for dough, and you might be asking yourself, is this corn flour the same as any other type of corn flour? Is there something unique about it? Well, it is a lot different from regular corn flour or cornmeal that you'll buy at the store because masa harina undergoes the process of nixtamalization, which we covered when we talked about our hominy corn episode. To recap briefly, the process is taking the kernels of corn and introducing them to a limestone bath and removing the pericarp, the outer sort of sheath on the corn kernel. This reduces the difficulty for it to break down in your body and releases a lot of vitamins that are inside of the corn. Regular cornmeal or corn flour goes through a process of dry milling where they're just taking the corn and they're grinding it up, and depending on the level of coarseness, you'll have either cornmeal or corn flour. The process of making masa harina is a wet milling process. They're taking hominy corn and they're grinding it up into a paste, then they're drying that paste out, breaking it up, and that's how you get the flour. Masa harina is used for other things than making tortillas. In Central American and Mexican communities, it's common to add water and milk to the masa harina to make a gruel-like drink called atole. Often that will be sweetened with chocolate, sometimes sugar, as well as anise. But most often you're going to find masa harina used to make things like tortillas or pupusas. Today I'm going to show you how simple it is and really how much more cost efficient it is to make tortillas from scratch yourself at home. First we'll make the dough. Measure 1 cup of masa flour in a large bowl and add 1 cup of very warm water, mixing it well. Work it with your hands for about 5 minutes until it's nice and springy, then let it rest. You can add more water or masa if necessary. If it's too soupy, add more masa. If it's too dry and it's all crumbling apart, add more water. A lot of that has to do with the moisture level in your area and the altitude that you're at. Once you have a good consistent dough, we're going to roll it out. A lot of people use a press that's specially designed for making tortillas. To me, it's a bit of a one-purpose device. I don't have room for it, so I'm just going to use the back end of a skillet, which does the trick. Take a piece of masa and form it into a slightly large golf ball. Put a piece of plastic wrap on a cutting board, put the ball inside, and fold it over. You can also use wax paper or parchment paper for this. Now simply press on the dough with a heavy bottom pan until it flattens out. Push evenly and smoothly, and you should have a nice round tortilla. Now it's time to cook the tortilla. Heat up a griddle or skillet, I'm using cast iron, until it is roaring hot. Then add the tortilla, cook for about 30 seconds to 60 seconds on each side, and you're good to go. So that is how you make tortillas. The whole process of making tortillas from scratch is easy, it's super fun, and it's way cheaper than buying them from scratch. Corn tortillas are naturally a bit more nutritious than flour tortillas because they have a few more vitamins in them, and altogether a bag of masa is going to net you hundreds of tortillas, which for $3 is a bargain. Tune in tomorrow for another What's This Food. Be sure to check out our sponsor, nutsaboutgranola.com, and if you have something you want me to cover, you can leave it in the comments below or drop me an email, hello@danieldelaney.com.